Welcome back, I'm Ian Anderson. This is Catching Up on 92.9 Voice FM. We've been catching up with Pastor Gary White from Victory Life Church Toowoomba and with Molly Joshi, I get it right this time? Molly Joshi, who's come along as a concerned mum. Can I use that expression for you?
Yes, you can.
Without wanting to be in any way disrespectful?
No, that's exactly why I'm here.
Good, good. Now, Gary, we've been talking about the impact it's had overseas on various people. What is these examples that you're giving, are they going to apply in Australia?
They have to. They have to.
Why
because
do you say that?
They have to because we have to change. The very same things will be changed within our own curriculum. The education is already, the education department is responsible. I mean, they've got sex education in schools now, and once same-sex marriage is in, the education that our kids receive must cover all people. Now, if same-sex marriage is legalised, then we must teach our children on same-sex.
Now, is this going to apply
education.
in the church schools, the Islamic schools, the Christian schools, as well as the state schools?
Well, that's interesting because it's the only area where we have the three major religions of the world, that being Christianity, Islam and the Jewish religion, agree. And that is, they all disagree with same-sex marriage. There's supposed to be a religious indemnity, if you like, freedom from and being able to do in a church or in a Christian school, whatever it might be. But let's just have a look at a couple of the examples here where people have tried to do this. And in Toronto, a young fellow was fined. He's a young Christian bloke. He was fined $5,000 for refusing to print homosexual themed stationery at his printing business. We have students. A Michigan student was asked by a teacher for his feelings on homosexuals. The boy replied that as a Catholic he was offended by the gay and lesbian lifestyle. He was ordered to leave the room under threat of suspension, and a lawsuit is pending.
Now, if this happens in Australia, it'll be because we do have to amend the Discrimination Act, which is a very powerful act that overrides almost every piece of legislation
Absolutely.
in this country.
Yep.
Now, this is not to be confused, and tell me if I get any of this wrong, but this is not to be confused with the Same-Sex Union Bill, which was passed by the Queensland Parliament, very cynically just before the election. And there'll be some controversy, I'm sure, when the new government, the LNP government, attempts to change it if they deliver on their promise to go back and not allow it. However, the Racial Discrimination Act and the Marriage Act are both federal pieces of legislation, are they not?
Absolutely, absolutely. So the acceptance in Queensland of marriage union, that's a different kettle of fish.
It's a civil union.
Absolutely, it is. But once we bring it onto the same level as marriage by amending the Marriage Act of 1961, it opens up a whole gamut of acts that must be changed.
Okay, and
They affect us
and that can be
dramatically.
changed by the Governor General on advice from the executive,
The Parliament
not
just
through
have-
Parliament scrutiny.
Absolutely. Parliament don't even have to go through it. Because we've changed the Marriage Act to accommodate same-sex marriage, then everything else has to fall in line so that it can actually function.
Is it too late to do anything? I think the submission call for submissions closed on the 2nd of April, which is some time ago.
We have the two bills before the House of Representatives. We can still fill in an online survey on those, and most people don't know the survey exists. That's still available till the 20th of April. Now we can go into, that's the Marriage Equality Amendment Bill and the Marriage Amendment Bill. Very similar, but they overlap each other. If we wish to make a submission and wish to have a look at this and go, well, hang on, what is this all about? And that's what led us to do this, because someone said, have you filled in the survey? And we thought, well, what survey? What's it all about? What does it mean? Until you start looking into what that survey says, you don't understand what the act is really doing.
Well, I must admit, I didn't appreciate the implications of, they're not just changing here this is the changes that are amendments to the Marriage Act 1961, the schedule, and it's changing, it's deleting the words husband and insert partner, it's delete a man and a woman, substitute two people, but then you're going to say or insert or in any other law.
Absolutely.
Or in
So it's a blanket thing. Anything. Or in any other law. Whatever law contradicts the Marriage Act will be changed.
Will be changed.
Yes.
Molly, how does that make you feel as a with your kids being subject to this?
Look, I believe in the institution of marriage. I have a wonderful neighbor, for an example. They're going to complete 60 years of marriage. have got 8 great grandchildren. I mean, and my own parents have completed 50 years of marriage. I know of other people in Australia who have had wonderful marriages and have lived life and made commitments to one another to that many years. Now, there is no proof with the same-sex marriage having survived 50 years to commemorate a relationship. That I have serious doubts on that. How do children view marriage? They see a family, a father, mother bringing, and that's been proven that when a child is best brought up with a father and a mother to support the two roles that they are meant to play. To me, it is a deception. I cannot become my husband, and my husband cannot become me. We have distinctive roles, and to play that brings a harmony, that brings that safety, the security that a child feels in a family. I believe that is grossly threatened
Molly,
by this bill.
I think you're right. Personal view, I agree with you 100%. We'll take a short break. When we come back, we might say to Gary, how does this affect you as a celebrant, a marriage celebrant? Back in a moment.